everybody. So it is Thursday, and it of course is everything to talk about. Central Penn Milsim is today, so we're going to go over a whole bunch of information, give you guys a bunch of stuff, so um, we can go ahead and talk about quite a few things here. So first and foremost, happy Thursday. Um, we're going to be doing these up until the event, and then we're probably going to carry them on into the Geigerlands. So talking about the Geigerlands event. So today, if you're here to talk about Syndicate 2, and we're also here to talk about Geigerlands. So we're going to go through a lot of stuff with Syndicate 2, then we're going to shift over to Geigerlands. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. That's what we're here for. Just let me get the other screen open so I can watch and see the chats to see who's saying what on the streams. All right. Let's see. It's underneath the Northman in house. What's up, Paul? How you doing, brother? Hey, what's up, Garcia? All right. Just watch this real quick. Make sure that it's going. Mute, and let's make this bigger. All right. So there we go. I got all the chats up and going. So again, these are places where you guys could ask questions and everything else about the event. Hey, what's up, Smurf? Smurf, are you sharing this to the Discord channels? That'll be great if you could. And pause that. There we go. All right. So when we move closer and closer to the event, we're actually going to start focusing more and more on specific items to talk about. Mostly to talk about like specific rule sets and stuff like that, so we can start narrowing down, making sure you guys have all the information. So this week we're going to talk quite a bit about for Syndicate 2. We're going to talk about how to take a prisoner, and we're probably actually. I thought about doing this, and I just decided to move forward with it. But we are certainly going to be moving forward with making sure that we'll probably have video aids to show you guys how to take a prisoner. To me, that's extremely important because we want to make sure nobody gets hurt, nobody gets frustrated, or anything else when it comes down to the event. All right. So let's see here. Hey, Daniel, what's going on? Paul, what's up? Thank you very much, Smurf. Thank you for that. Hey, what's up, Lone Husky? All right. So I'm waiting for one particular video to process, and we're going to talk about. So we'll start right away by jumping into. People have asked again about housing for the event. I don't mind answering the question a lot. I really don't. I want you guys to be informed. So even if I have to repeat myself on an answer, I don't want you guys to feel bad. But you can camp on the site. Camping is first come, first serve. What's up, Christopher? How you doing? Take no prisoners. Camping's available on site, so you guys can camp. There's also a hotel block. So if you guys are interested in getting a hotel, we do have the hotel blocks up, so you guys can actually stay in them at a cheaper rate than other locations. Like I think Grand Artuna was like $130 a night. We have a hotel that's the Micro Hotel for only $79, $78 a night, significantly cheaper. And the rooms are really nice. All right, let's keep going here. Let's see, how's that thing going? All right, so when it comes to camping, the gates are going to open at 1 o'clock. Once the gates open, before you can set up your campsite, before you can do anything, you have to come inside and register. So you're going to pull your car up. You're going to go walking inside. You're going to register. So when you pull up, get out the guns that you're going to get chronoed. Bring your iPro and bring your information to the registration. All right. So that way you guys can just go all the way through. Free girls, my tennis freak. Garcia. Just come. Also bring a mag with you. Just go inside, get checked in, get your wristband, go to chrono, then come to a safety brief. We're gonna have safety briefs are gonna happen about every 20 minutes or so. We want to make sure everybody goes over the information. That's when you're gonna get your patch. That's when you're gonna be cleared to be able to walk the AO and go get stuff. Go get your things. Your campsite set up. All right. The campsites are going to be segregated. There's going to be cartel and DEA, so there's going to be two sides. If you have 7 guns to chrono, bring them on up. We are going to ask that you limit to 4 guns at a time, PJ, especially you. Um, Obviously we don't want to go walking through with 7 guns at one time, holding up a whole bunch of chrono. If some of you guys have a lot of teams and want to go through that, we can easily set that up as we get closer. Man. So that's the thing. So let's make this process easier. There's going to be 3 lines to get into. It's going to be the cartel, DEA, and JTF. Now, if that JTF mission starts getting long, we're going to have people from JTF cut to the front of the lines. No matter where they're at, they get to get serviced first. The reason being is they have a mission brief on Friday that they have to be at for 6 o'clock. So we need to make sure they're chronoed, registered, gone through the first safety brief before going to the second safety brief. So there's 2 safety briefs for anybody with the JTF mission. If you are not at the JTF safety brief at 6 o'clock, you're not doing the JTF mission. What's up, Chris? How you doing, brother? So there's that. All right, next. Once you guys set up your campsite, be mindful of how much space you're using. If you're a single guy, there's no reason why one single person going into that you're going to take up 300 square feet. Yes, if you chrono Friday, you're good all weekend. That is correct. Now, if there's complaints of somebody shooting hot and everything, we will do spot checking of chrono, so that can happen. Don't be upset if it happens to you. Just follow through. If you're shooting too hot, which sometimes can happen with temperature changes and all that. Thanks, Dylan. We could do that. What's up? Thanks for everything you guys do. Thanks, Matthew. Thank you. All right, so people always ask in conjunction with that, can we have fire pits? Yes, you do. They have to be raised up off the ground. They have to be a raised fire pit, and there's got to be some sort of fire suppression system, either a fire extinguisher or 1 gallon of water. All right. Said what time? 1 o'clock. You guys can actually get to the facility before that, but you're going to be out of the gates. The gates are not going to open till 1. So if you guys it happened at Syndicate 1, we had a line of people waiting to come on site, which was fine. It was good. And at least you all respecting that. But we're going to direct you on where cartel camping is going to be and where DEA camping is going to be. So you guys will have the 2 locations that you can go to for that. In addition to that, we're going to have some people walking around checking if they're setting up campsites, if they have a wristband on. So if they don't have a wristband on, the only thing they should be setting up is they're getting their gun ready to be chronoed and their iPro. They should not be setting up tents. They shouldn't be pitching hands. We need people to be, it's the important factor is we need that signed waiver on hand as soon as you get in on site. That's why it's so important to register first. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to talk about a rule that people always ask of, why can't we, why smoke? Why is smoke such a problem indoors and everything else? Well, it's almost as if it was fate that I was going to be doing this today because something happened last night. And just to give an explanation, I was at Miami Airsoft and somebody deployed a smoke indoors. Here's what happened.
Yo, who threw a smoke? Who the fuck threw a smoke? Where is it? Move, move. Move.
Yeah. It's a major breathing hazard. So that smoke got deployed and it was only burning for about 6 seconds. And that's how much smoke filled up that 20,000 square foot arena. It actually stopped us from being able to use the field for about 45 minutes. If somebody has asthma or something else like that, that's a hazard. It was like I said, it was almost perfect that it happened yesterday because I could show it today on why smoke's not allowed. So when you go to throw a smoke grenade, we understand you guys want to move with cover. We get that. We know you might want to storm a door. Smoke has to stay 25 feet away from the door. Um, you just have to be careful with the smoke to make sure it's that you're not having that sort of thing happen. Because if the buildings get smoked out, that building can't be used, and that's a problem. Um, if we see you throwing smoke indoors, you will be kicked out for at least the Evo, if not the entire game. So just don't do it. I mean, we understand accidents can happen. You toss it, it takes a bad bounce. That's one thing. But if we see you go up and throw it in, that's a problem. So, Joker, what if have the Enola Gay flashbang that feels like a smoke? Have them marked correctly. We're not going to take that as an excuse of why a smoke was thrown inside of a building. Just don't do it. All right. So there, like I said, it was almost perfect. Prisoners. Taking prisoners at this game. All right. This is a new feature that we're going to be adding. Prisoners are going to be worth points. So, Joker, how do you take a prisoner? It's real simple. Anybody can be taken prisoner. Preferably, you might want to do it when they're dead. But if you shoot somebody and they're dead, they're bleeding out, you can roll up and medic them. All right. It doesn't matter if they have one armband on or if they have three armbands on or two armbands on or none. You can medic them and take them back to your holding facility. It's more likely going to be inside the CPs. So you take your prisoners back to your CP. You'll score the points by the admin that's there. That person then is there. That prisoner is then captured for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, they're allowed to go back, and they just walk back to their respawn. So you walk up, you medic them. You could either medic them with yours or their tourniquets or whatever. Medic them up, take them up, and then you start walking them back. All right. You are not to disarm them because they're going to be considered disarmed when you medic them. You're not to bind their hands and hold their arms behind their backs or anything else. We want them to be able to catch themselves so if they fall, they can break their own fall. All right. We've actually seen videos of like one dude tore his ear almost in half when he was being taken, and he was restrained behind his back. He slammed, hit his head, cut his ear. It wasn't at one of our events. It was at another event, and we're going to want to prevent that. All right. Don't disarm them. They're considered their guns are inactive. Now, at any point in time, if they're being moved back to to be taken prisoner, they get shot. They're now dead. They stop, wait their 5-minute bleed out time, and then they walk back to respawn. So even if they're 5 feet from the door and somebody snipes them, they're dead right there. You don't score points for them. All right. Now, when you're also going up to take a prisoner, you could also ask them for any intel or their kill card. Their kill cards are going to be cards. We got them in. We don't have them down here. They're up in PA. Not next week, but the week after, I'll definitely do a video showing off the cards because I'll be up there getting everything ready. When you hand over your card. Now, you don't have to give them any cards that you've already collected, just your personal kill cards. So if you've already given away your personal kill card, you don't have to give anybody else's away. That's simple. If there's any questions on that, ask the question, ask it, and we'll make sure we clarify. All right. So the only exception to that rule is capturing Nikolai. When you go to capture Nikolai, you have to disarm Nikolai. You still can't restrain them. What are the prisoner rules? The ones for the prisoners? For the prisoner rule, as soon as a player comes up and says, "I am taking you prisoner," you have to present an arm or anything else, hold your arm out, or provide one of your things to be medicked up. It's a 10-second revive, just like you would on the other side. No hidden weapons, no grenades on prisoners. Now, if there's a grenade on your ass underneath you, that's a different story. Okay, but prisoners are considered disarmed once they're being taken prisoner. Now, it has to be done in a certain order, though. Somebody has to come up and say, I'm taking you prisoner, then medic you. If they medic you without saying I'm taking you prisoner, there's the problem. Now, if we get people that are complaining that, hey, this dude just said, I told the person that I was taking a prisoner and their medic, and I medicked them and they killed me, we'll have some issues. But guys, announce you are taking somebody prisoner, so they're medicked and they come with you. You're to get up. You're not to fight them. You're to walk with them at their pace. You can't go running, just a regular walking pace that's there. If they get shot, they get shot. All right. Um, the person taking the prisoner should try to keep one hand on them at all times. It's not necessary, but they have to stay right beside. If they move 6 feet away, that prisoner can be going away. I mean, there's finite rules that go down here. We're not going to accept people, you know, oh well, he ran off to the side to the bush. I'm free now. No, we're not playing that game. Follow the person that's there, because if you take them prisoner next, they have to follow the same rules. If everybody understands that correctly, you are tethered to the person that's taking you. All right. They just can't grab you and then say, okay, we're going to go do the 50-yard dash and we're going to be Usain Bolt and run back to respawn. No. It could be a brisk pace, but they can't force you to keep running and running and running. The only person that's different is Nikolai. You can lay hands on Nikolai to try to grab him. He is going to fight back from you. You're going to want to disarm Nikolai, because if Nikolai does get a hold of a weapon, he can kill you. So, because there's going to be times where one side or the other has to capture Nikolai. There's missions for that, and once you complete them, you can score a lot of points. Stuff that's there. Just shoot them. Who said that, and where'd you say that at? Just shoot them. You can, but remember there are. I mean, oh, Christopher, you said it. Shooting Nikolai to make him go down so you could then medic him and take him prisoner is a valid option. Just make sure, just trap Nikolai in a jail cell. Yeah, that worked out so well for one of you guys. Just be aware, whenever you capture somebody, especially if it's an HVT, right? If you're capturing an HVT, make sure you radio in to see if there's something special that goes on there. Like, for instance, if you guys catch Virtue, or on DEA, if you catch Virtue or Major Tinker, is there something special that you have to do? Where do you have to take him? And for the love of God, DEA, capture the right black guy this time. Jeez. The thing is, we want to be safe with this. We're trying out this rule set. We're iron out any kinks. Be ready between Evos that there will be a game update. Okay. Just we want to make sure that it's all flowing smoothly. Capturing prisoner, the guys make it lighthearted and fun. Don't be assholes about it. Or don't capture rat black guy. It's up to you. Go through and make sure that the people that when you're capturing somebody, you take them into their cell, they get their 3-minute timer, then they walk back to respawn. Now, if the prisoner facility is in the same place as the CPs, and you walk the prisoners right past where the command center is, nothing's stopping them from looking to see what's there. So both sides, you might want to think about where you're going to keep your prisoners held up. All right. So if anybody has any questions about that, please ask. That's what we're going to do. We're actually going to do a couple of videos of how to properly take a prisoner, and what's improper to take a prisoner. We're going to try to make sure it's done that way. We'll have the visual aids for you guys so we can go through and do it. This is designed to be fun. It's designed to be lighthearted. It's designed for another way for you guys to take points. All right. So again, if a prisoner is shot on its way back, they stop where they got shot. 5-minute bleed out. End of story. And everybody can be taken prisoner when it comes down that line. Now, what PJ's saying. Can we have hidden weapons grenades? If somebody else, after a person's been shot, booby traps a player, in other words, PJ gets shot. He's hit. He's laying against the wall. He's on, I forget what side he's on, but say he's on DEA's side. And he decides that he's going to have a little fun and booby trap somebody by putting a grenade behind their back. If you surrender, can you have a hidden weapon? Um, uh, I get what you're saying, PJ, and we don't want to complicate this yet. It's a new rule set that's going to be through. So here's what you can do. PJ's dead laying against the wall. Me, I could walk up, put a grenade right behind his back with the pin pulled and say, don't move. As soon as he gets medicked and pulls away, that grenade goes off and it explodes. And it's regular grenade kill. That's booby trapping a player. That's booby trapping somebody that's there. So that is acceptable. Same thing if you want to tie like a little line to something to a grenade pin, and when that person's taken prisoner, they're taken. But somebody else has to set up that booby trap. That person that's hit just can't do it themselves. All right. So just be aware of that. There is no pink mist in this game. We are currently finalizing the rule on melee weapons, whether it's we just need a consensus from the admin staff and all that. If a melee is an instant kill, which means you have to do the walk of shame, we're going to have a conversation about that. It was something that we forgot to have during our staff meeting, but we will follow up with that to give a confirmation. If you were melee killed, though, you could still be taken prisoner. You just can't be revived to go back into game, is what the current way that we were thinking about the rule set being. So we'll have an answer for you by next week. Mini Nerf gun attack. Some people have asked about some of the stuff that's banned. Like, hey, look, there's the riot shield. There's no riot shields in this game. People got upset and asked, why are there no riot shields? There's a couple reasons. Besides the player input of they're toxic, they cause too many problems and everything else, there's valid safety reasons behind it. I know a few people wanted them, like, what if they're real weight ballistic shields? Well, here's the problem with that. I got my tactical MRE spoon, Dalton. If you have a real weight ballistic shield and you're walking and that thing's 60, 80, or 100 pounds, I think Jay Rodriguez was 100 pounds, and you're walking and you trip, you have 60, 80, 100 pounds on your arm that's leaning forward. That will then, now you could be leaning forward or sideways or whatever. More likely you're going down. God forbid somebody's in front of you and you go down on top of them with that riot shield or anything else. There's not a lot of movement and stuff going on. It's just, especially for this AO, it's too dangerous. The second aspect of it is, at this AO, one riot shield can literally hold down a lot of sections of hallways and stuff because of just how narrow some of those hallways are for the way it was designed. And it's just too problematic. We understand some of you guys want to run riot shields, but we have to look at the overall player base. There's only about 7 people so far that wanted to run riot shields. And when the person got out onto the field in Syndicate 1 with a riot shield, within 5 minutes it was already extremely toxic, causing problems off the bat. We have a much larger customer base that does not want riot shields, don't want to have to deal with the riot shields or anything else. We're going with our customer base at this point in time. There's just understand why our method and mentality behind it was there. It was to make these games fun, make them engaging, and have a good time, and most importantly, make them safe. Which goes into the next part. You must have a trigger guard on your gun. If you're wondering what a trigger guard is, it is this little piece right here. This little piece right here. Right there. You must have one of these installed on your gun. You can these triggers are fine, these flat triggers, but you cannot have a blade trigger that goes all the way down, or as otherwise people known as paintball triggers, where you could sit there and simply just go da 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 da, and then simulate full auto because full auto is not allowed indoors. Riflemen should not be using anything that is full auto or simulates full auto. So no binary triggers. SMGs. I'm sorry that we can't have full auto inside of buildings. This is part of the requirements that are on us for not just not just from the field, but also because of the darkness and everything else of the facility. Our insurance also had a little bit of a issue with it. Insurance companies for airsoft have gotten incredibly smart when it comes to issuing coverage, and they're putting more and more restrictions. Unfortunately, other event hosts have caused these restrictions to come down the line, and those restrictions go on to us. So we're sorry about that, but the blade triggers, no. You have to have a trigger guard on. We don't care if you cut your gun down to size. That's on you. But none of those blade triggers that you can simply spam the shit out of the trigger and then simulate full auto. Let's see. Okay. Launchables. You cannot use a launchable against or against personnel. You can't do it. So if you have your tag and shells, your fate rounds, and everything else, the only thing those would be good for is the battle bus. I'm going to tell you, whatever. I'm going to tell you from a standpoint of, for this event, engaging the battle bus might be fun to shoot it and everything else to knock it down or whatever. It's not going to give, it's almost going to be a waste of money because it's really not going to be that much of a tactical thing. And there's going to be a couple sections of time where you guys can't shoot the bus anyway because it's dedicated for a mission. And essentially it's way up in the air because it's really a helicopter. It's a helicopter. So LMGs are still the same. You can full auto from out to in to out. But as soon as you cross that threshold to go in, it has to go, and then you have to stay within your MED. So I think it's 50-foot MED, if I remember correctly. So if you can't use launchables against personnel, then don't do it. We've seen in the past, within the past year, I've seen three major incidents happen with iPro being blasted. People getting shot right in the iPro. There's a famous picture from a TCA event where the dude that's part of Iron Legion Airsoft took a fate round right to the face. His face was all bloody. I mean, he was literally choking on his own blood. DSGs are allowed, but again, you can't use binary or anything else. You could have a zero pull, and you could pull the trigger that fast, but you can't have the blade trigger. And Chris, I thought you weren't coming anyway. You're coming now? Prick. The other one happened recently at North vs. South 3, where a dude launched a fate round and exploded right beside this kid Moose's face, blew apart his iPro, and scarred his face. Caused a couple scratches and stuff on his face. So you cannot use any sort of launchable against enemy personnel. It's that simple. Don't do it. If we catch you doing it, you're going to be kicked off the AO. If anybody understands why, safety and, of course, insurance. Jesus Christ, dude. Again? Didn't you get vaccinated? So make sure that you guys. If you have launchables, I would save them for another event. Will it be worth it? Right? Just deploying the launchable smoke, that's smart. But anything else, I would say I would really save your pyro because tagged products are going to be really hard to come by, especially with the Russian sanctions and all that. No, this is not being political stream. It's just telling you the facts that a lot of that stuff's going to be hard to come by. So just think about that when you guys are making your plans, your loadouts, and everything else. Seeing in some of the other stuff that's out that was in a couple of the other Discords, remember, doors don't exist. Even if you can open and no no full auto in buildings whatsoever. No SMG or LMG. It's an insurance rule, Stephen. Insurance and the AO, they don't want full auto inside the buildings. So just to make sure, maybe my tone came off a little harsh. You might not have heard this before, but you cannot do full auto indoors. Now, if you're outside, you could full auto outside into a building. If you're in a building, you could full auto out of the building as long as you're breaking the plane. And windows to shoot out of do not shoot out of any window. Even if a window's broken, everything else, that window does not exist for you to shoot out of. All right. The rule is the hole's got to be as big as your head in order to shoot out. If you can open and close a door and it's not locking, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be opening and closing the door at all. Every door should be open. The door is open. So that means don't put, I heard that some people want to put the little alarm things on the doors so that way it goes off when somebody walks, when it opens or closes. These doors can't open and close, so don't do it. First thing. Second, no tripwires. Infrared, perfect, but anything that actually is a physical thing that goes across anywhere, any trip hazard, don't use it. Because if you think about this AO, it's very dark. Even in some of the other buildings, like some of the ones that have windows and all that, the building's kind of dark to begin with. It's a trip hazard. Don't do it. But if you have like anything that has like an infrared or laser that they can go across and trip it, and then it has the BBs expelling only, that's a different story. You can use those to your heart's content. Same thing with like any sort of sound to show that somebody's going on. Don't manipulate anything on the field to try to get a better tactical advantage. Imagine everything is like Mjolnir. It's firm in place. You do not have the power of Thor to lift it. Don't even try. So if there's a cart sitting on you in a hallway right in front of you, leave the cart where it is. Don't pick up something and then turn it on its side and then pushing it all the way down the hallway. They don't want this stuff manipulated. All right. Don't stack a bunch of stuff. What's up, Ben? Don't stack a bunch of stuff up inside of doorways or inside of stairwells and everything else to try to get a better tactical advantage. That stuff doesn't exist. Those things, for one, they need to be open pathways because if something does go wrong, they need to have an emergency exit. All right. All right. Blind man is going to be the call of the day, right? So that means if somebody loses their eye pro, or if there's a real world, you're going to yell blind man. Everybody else is going to repeat blind man. We had this stacking. The stacking issue is a big issue. For lockdown. For Syndicate, it wasn't as bad, although a couple people were doing it. We really can't have that happen. When you hear blind man, your job is to repeat blind man and keep it going. So say blind man, blind man, blind man. Repeat it 3 times. On the radio, if you guys are calling in a blind man, you need to call in the location, what building you're in, what floor you're on, and if it's a real world or not, if we need a medics there or not. For example, if I were to slip and fall and break my leg inside of the basement of building 6, it'd be a call over the radio, blind man, building 6, in the basement, we have a medical. And then only the people that are our medics that we know that are there, that have been indicated that they're medics, that are our staff, are to go. If you hear over the radio, oh, some dude has broken your leg, and you have 30 years experience as a nurse, I don't care. If you're not part of the people that we said, okay, you can treat somebody, don't move. So when blind man's called, take your mag out, take a knee. That's simple. Don't move, don't adjust, don't go anywhere. Take a knee. The only people that should be moving are admin, our medical, any medical staff that we have within the vicinity, um, and uh, that's it. That's the only people that should be moving. Um, Now we might call for, like, for instance, if it's like if I fall down, somebody might call for Tinker to come because they're part of their team. Like it happened at Lockdown 1. A dude came running into Building E, slipped, took a header in the wall, and knocked himself out. He was a member of SRT. So we had to call SRT over to Building 5 to get their guy because he was being a little bit combative with us because of he was an altered mental state because of the concussion he was suffering from. Um, so those are only people that should be allowed. They're instructed to. Um, Once it says game on, you guys can resume play, go through, do what you have to. During the time of a blind man, don't move. You guys can talk, do whatever, but you can't medic people, you can't advance, you can't go anywhere. So make sure it's repeated over and over and over. Blind man, blind man, blind man. If people are still moving, keep yelling blind man. We want to make sure people stop moving and they go back to their positions where they're at. Safety is one of our key concerns here, guys. We don't want to lose the AO. We want to continue having great events. Let's do this. All right. What's next? Toilets. The only place that you should be relieving yourself is in a porta potty. The toilets on the AO do not work. If we catch you using a toilet on our AO, you'll be lucky if you don't get shot in the dick. But you will be kicked off the site, and then we might even nail you for vandalism. Don't use the toilets on the AO, period. Our AO is not a toilet. We have people that are staying in these facilities for our Geigerlands event, which I'm going to talk about soon. So no, don't use our toilets. They don't work. All right? Is everybody clear on that? I mean, I can't be any more... Yes, actually, you are. If somebody catches somebody using the toilets, shoot them in the dick. Throw a grenade in. I shouldn't say that because that's really bad. Definitely get their name, get their team, call an admin, follow them, point them out. You'll be rewarded for calling somebody out that's been using using one of our bathrooms. And that goes the same with Building 3 or the chapel. If you walk through any door or if you walk up to any door and see a cross, you're in the wrong place. Get the hell out. So if you're in a tunnel and somehow that door is open to go upstairs for the chapel, you have to walk by a big ass cross. Don't go in there. There'll be caution tape all across it. Don't go in there. If you see anybody in the chapel, same thing. Say, hey, what the hell are you doing? Get the hell out. If somebody shoots out one of those windows in the chapel, that's $5,000 that you're going to be fined with for destruction of property. That's what you're going to be arrested for, and that's what you're going to be fined because those windows cost $5,000 a piece, and they're 112 years old. All right. Let's see. There's going to be control boxes. Hopefully, don't shoot up the chapel. It's a holy place. Honestly, if we catch you shooting at the chapel, and I mean, people shouldn't be using the chapel for cover anyway. There's going to be blocked off spots where you cannot walk around the chapel, and it's going to have a good buffer zone around it. If you're using the chapel as cover, you're wrong. If you're in Building 5 and somebody's running from J to Building F, and they're running in front of that chapel, stop firing at the chapel. Wait till they pass through. I know it kind of sucks because they're getting the thing, but you hit the chapel, it's a problem. Don't shoot the chapel, period. There's going to be several buildings that are out of play. So for those buildings, let's see here. Let's go ahead and get it pulled up real quick. In case you guys don't know, get a quick reference up here. Whoops. All right. Okay. All right. So buildings that are out of play are going to be Bravo 3. These two buildings right here, which are H and G and K. All right. H and G, you should not be able to get into anyway. I think they're if they're not going to be torn down before the event, they'll definitely be torn down before Geigerlands. But I believe they're both encased inside of a fence with razor wire. Yeah, I know. The problem that comes up with that, Charles, is some people still do it. All right. This pathway right here between J and the chapel is going to be blocked off. Same thing with right here. This is going to be blocked off. Now, you guys can go from 5 right down this pathway between these buildings. 2 is where registration is going to be, over down here to 1, 9, and 10. All right. So you're going to have access. Just make sure you don't shoot the damn building. So if you get inside a K, impressive, because the doors are going to be locked. But if you find yourself inside a K, you're wrong. Get out. 3, get the hell out. Bravo, get out. Now, from A, you can walk behind A past B. You can walk by B all you want. You can go behind C, and there's actually an entry point into D and an entry point into 7. 8 up here, that is going to be the DEA CP. Alpha is going to be cartel CP. Remember, there's going to be points all around here of A and 8 that you cannot engage, because we want to have people the ability to come outside of spawn. All right. Someone should. Somebody should have done that. I think they have. But just to give you guys an idea of, I like this map because it's a really good overview. It's a really good, so down here, like right by 11 is where Cartel is Cartel's going to be camping, and in the big pit down here is where DEA is going to be camping. So let's see. This lower Sally Gate is going to be blocked off. Charles, unfortunately, this event has already sold out this year. This is up in Crescent, Pennsylvania, at the Crescent Prison, and this event's going to be April 29th through May 1st. However, we're going to start talking about Geigerlands in a minute, which is going to be in August 26th to 28th, and that's a completely different event. A completely different event. All right, Juliet is in play. So there is a gap, like when you come in and out through Juliet, there's a one on the backside for Alpha, and there's one that comes out in front of 3. There is an entrance to the gate right here by the chapel. That is obviously going to be closed off, so don't even bother. There's only going to be like one out point right here. Tracer play is highly encouraged, to be honest, because it looks really badass in the darkened areas. Okay. So those are pretty much all the rules and all the pretty much the big stuff that people need to know about Syndicate 2. So let's talk about some other stuff real quick. Go. All right. That's like the majority of the stuff that has been that we have lined up for Syndicate 2. Now, there are t-shirts available. If you guys wanted to get some event t-shirts, you could actually go to screechdragon.com and pick up t-shirts for the event. They're actually going pretty quick, so if you want some, simply go to, again, show that real quick, screechdragon.com. You can get your shirts there. We still have decks of cards that are available. They're up on our the ticket site, Eventbrite. Eventbrite. the tickets are, you can buy the decks of cards as well. Those help us with getting more and more stuff together for you guys for future events and all that. All right. So 45 minutes covered a lot of the rule sets and everything else for Syndicate 2. Is there any questions about any of these events or anything that's going there? Charles, we're actually going to start talking about Geigerlands, which is in here. Let me get the link up for that. All right. View your event. There we go. 2 seconds. Oh, I got some big stuff to share too. Before we go to Geigerlands. Yes, you can still order microfiber mats. The microfiber mats and the cards you can order all the way up until the event, unless they run out. Yes, Ben. If a LIFO gets puffy, you're supposed to dispose of it. That could mean that you have an imminent for failure. Crap! I was just going to say something about. Oh, I know. I was going to tell you guys. Syndicate 2. We got some big news. So if you guys need pyro or anything, I would definitely call Amped and get your pre-orders done. Or I would definitely talk to Jackal Tactical. Jackal Tactical does have EG67s for sale. So if you guys need if you guys are looking for and need some like grenades and stuff like that, I would definitely call those 2 companies. They will both. Hey, what's up, Jay? Shit, I just told Jay where he could buy more pyro. That's a mistake. Sorry, had to eat something. Getting hungry. All right. I want to show you guys something really cool. Something that's coming out of oh crap. We have one of our first raffle items. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. He jumped in just as I started talking about pyro. It's as if he knew. But let's show you guys something cool. Why? Why am I not? You're not coming? What the hell? All right. Just to give you guys an understanding, MK Airsoft, this is all the stuff that they're giving away for that raffle item, for their raffle items. I see a KWA 9. That looks like a Ronin, X-Fog, 4 Odins, and a oh man, that's the big one too. That's a I think that's the featherweight M249 with the parastock. No, not the parastock. Oh shit. This is all the stuff that they're going to be raffling that is going to go into the raffle. So it's about $1,000 worth of stuff right there. And that's just one of the companies that is going to be raffling off stuff. So that's a whole lot of stuff to get. I mean, I now I really want to get in that M249 right there. So I'll be posting this up. I'll get the list. Wait, actually, I think the list is. I have the list, so stop screen sharing. 4 OD Green ODA markers, MK46 Mod 1, KWA T6, X-Fog, and Asima Platinum MP5. So there you go. That's a lot of great guns, man. Well, I certainly know people are looking for tickets, so. Sorry, guys. Jay, you're nuts, man. You're just nuts. End of story. All right. Let's talk about the next thing I really want to talk about. Um, Hey, man, getting an airsoft's not that hard. Um, I mean, it depends on how much you go in there. I think Gert hasn't showed up. Oh, there he is. Gert. Gert's first time playing airsoft was at Syndicate 1. He never played before, and we jumped him right into into a JTF mission. Hey, Ange, dropped him right into a JTF mission. It was absolutely fantastic that his first experience at airsoft is like one of the pinnacle moments that you could get, which was blank fire, simulated guns, and bomb around all sorts of explosions, kicking in a door, simulated executions. I mean, all this happened right at the very start, and he's like, but, and then he got shot in the testes twice. And I'm not even talking about that, Jay. Not even talking about that. All right, so moving away from Syndicate 2, I really want to jump into to talk a little bit more because I'm going to end this in about 25, 30 minutes. Wow, thanks, kid. I want to talk a bit more about Geigerlands. Oh, grenade! It was probably Jay. Gert. All right, so Geigerlands is different than most airsoft events because this is an actual role play event. Airsoft guns are going to be there, but it's a post-apocalyptic feel. Think Fallout. We can't say it's a Fallout event because copyright. It's a lot of fun, man. If you want to check back some of my other videos and all that, you can see a lot of the cool stuff that's there. Yeah, so lockdown was the first time using the AO. A lot of stuff changed, and we adapted so much for it. What's up, Pasco? But it is a Fallout themed event. It's a wasteland. There's going to be limited ammo. There's going to be roles and categories and everything else that you can play so that you can role play around. There are no set teams. So it's pretty much a free for all event. Now, always people form their own little enclaves and their own little settlements and everything else, and they go through as they play. The cool thing about this event is how we have it set up. So from the time that you arrive at 2 o'clock on Friday, you get checked in, get through the safety brief, get your guns chronoed, and all that. Get your character makeup. Once you have all that done, what's the appropriate wear for this? Think post-apocalyptic. You can cosplay the shit out of this. You really can. Just like no like superhero stuff or things like that. Although you can do, like one guy sent me a picture of his leather Batman. I was like, that's actually pretty cool. Gert. So when you're playing this, you get to make your own character. Like my character that I do these wasteland events is I'm always one of the bodyguards for the Sunshine Band, mostly for Toucan. My job is to protect and save him at all costs. So to do this, I become a jet addict. Jet allows for 15 seconds of invulnerability. Yeah, so my main thing is think jet as cocaine, for example, or meth or PCP. Now you're super paranoid. So I'm paranoid about everybody while I'm there. So anybody that gets too close to me or to Toucan gets shot. And I'm very boisterous about this. So, or you could play like an evil character. We got guys coming up in power armor that just looks sick as hell. Paul, if you're still on, make yourself known, sir. But I'll give us an example as soon as I can get to the pictures here. like this is actually a really cool thing that now I'm not so sure if Boxman's coming up, but that was at Wasteland. That was Boxman. Um, cool ass character. There was stuff like that that was done. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find another picture. Uh, why don't I have these? I don't know why. I don't know what happened to all my pictures. Um, Boxman is dope. Boxman's really awesome. And Alex, you got to come up for this game, bro. Um, it's just so much fun. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? I think I can pull up a video. Let's go to clips. Wasteland. I did this last time. Wasteland 13.
You threw a grenade into my boss.
Just trying to see if I can. I got a better idea. I'll just pull up Paul's page. I keep using him as a prime example. So these are let's see here. Paul's photos. Yeah, there's the picture. All right. There you go. I mean, that's to give you an idea of some of the stuff that's going to be coming up for the event. These sort of armors and everything else. Oh, went too far. They'll be coming up to do that. They're going to be one of our major factors. What did you send me? Oh, that's a good one. I'll share that too. Here's like some other examples of Sin when he was doing it. Oh. It just gives you an idea of some of the cool stuff that you guys can do. So for Geigerlands, the whole idea behind it is that you guys can actually start role playing Friday. You can go on the field. You're camping out on the field. You could take over the main cell blocks are going to be open for people to camp out inside your own little cell, where you can put your stuff in. Now, airsoft guns are not allowed on the field at all Friday night. They're only allowed to come on the field at 9 a.m. on Saturday. From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday, airsoft guns will be allowed on site. You're allowed to bring in 3 high caps or 3 mid caps or 1 high cap full of ammo. From there, when you go onto the field, you can then earn caps to buy ammo because there's going to be ammo dumps across the ammo depots across the AO. So you go up and buy ammo. But the whole thing that's going on is that that even though this is a wasteland, there's still a potential for utter death and destruction, which is in the form of a rad storm. You know that this is coming, so you're trying to get together all the tools and everything that you need necessary in order to get into one of the shelters, either a vault or one of the fallout shelters throughout the AO. Now, we're planning on having almost 600 people there, so the reality is only a certain amount of people can survive. So a vault can only really keep alive. I think it's Christian's got the rules, but I'm just going to throw random numbers. But say a small vault can only keep alive 10 people. 30 people want to get in there. Well, there's a chance of death. Yeah, so pretty much it's like you're being limited to only about 500 rounds when you go on the field. 300 to 500 rounds when you go onto the field. So it's something that you definitely want to make sure that you do. And then with the last 20 minutes of the game, when the rad storm's coming, the ability to revive ends. I mean, you could be medicked and you could be stimmed and all that stuff um, within the last 20 minutes. But if you die too many times, you're dead, and you're out. Um, so at 6 o'clock, the final horn blows, Rad Storm rolls through. Everybody that is not inside of a shelter is dead, and um, they're sealed up and everything else. So once that happens, those players that got inside are going to be rewarded, and the ones that didn't make it inside, they're just dead. So once everybody dies and goes off, every airsoft gun, anything that can and Nerf gun that can fire a projectile, comes off the field. No, you can't store it inside of your um, inside of your settlements. Every gun comes off the field. At 7 o'clock, we open the gates back up again. Everybody can filter back on for a new day. At 7 o'clock at night, because Echo is turned into a nightclub where we're going to have 2 ska bands playing. Cool. People can still use boffer weapons, and they can still go around and do role play stuff throughout the night, and then filter in. Now, again, Sunday morning, we're going to start it all off. You can go get your guns and bring them on the field at 9 o'clock again. There's going to be some air horns being signifying the start of gameplay or start of hostilities with weapons. You're at 6 o'clock. Anybody that's not inside of a shelter is dead. Dead. They've been irradiated. We're going to have a great time. It's your birthday. So at 9 a.m. Sunday morning, guns came back on the field again. We play till 4:30. Same thing happens. Same mass casualty effect. Or I think at 4 o'clock. And then from 4 to 4:30, everybody's like coming out, starting to take their stuff out. We'll have the raffle, clear everybody out. Everybody's got to be off to AO by 5:30, 6 o'clock, everything. Boffer mosh pit at Echo, asking for a friend. I think there is gonna be a mosh pit over near Echo. Yes. Um, so this is really going to be an awesome event. Oh my god. These garlic rolls are awesome, but they're so oily. So that's an excellent question, Horseshack. I don't know the answer to. There will be a combat arena, trial by arms, and all that stuff. I know that's going to be setting up there. I know, right? When I first got this, no, the haters should be fine. When I first got this shirt, I wasn't sure how I was going to like the yellow, and it's now like one of my favorite Hawaiian shirts now. I mean, and it goes down to red. I mean, it's kind of cool. There's going to be NPCs all across the AO that you can do quests for, and you can earn points, earn caps, and the whole 9 yards. We really plan to build this event out immensely over the next few years. I know, right? I love it. Oh, Alex, I'm gonna look 90% chance I'm gonna be at MegaCon, selling some games, boy. So if you guys have any questions about Geigerlands, I mean, we're gonna be going over a lot of stuff with that with Geigerlands. There's gonna be full-on characters that you can build. It's really awesome. There's so many different combinations of stuff that you can do to build stuff out. I think I can make the NCR. Hell yeah, bro. I miss playing with you, man. Still telling you need to come out more. All right, let's see here. Any other questions? Yeah, guys, if you're here, leave a like for all this. Definitely leave a nice little thumbs up. If it's your first time here, please sub. we we want to bring you guys some really great events next year too. Um, I know, bro. I know. Gotta get out. You gotta come. Um, so to give you guys the plan of what we're going to be doing for the events at this for this location, we have our ongoing series is going to be Syndicate. So the following April, we're going to be doing probably the beginning of April, we're going to be doing Syndicate 3, and then probably mid to end May. Uh, yeah, it's in August, bro. August 26th through the 28th. Um, and then end of May 2023 is going to be our next Geigerlands 2. After that, we actually have 2 more series that are going to be planned. One's going to be a role play series. The other one's going to be a regular Milsim series. Current money and drugs pops. They're going to be amazing and not nice. So in August, we're looking at having another role play event. July 1 next year. We're trying to avoid going in the middle of summer, like dead smack in the middle of summer, because we really don't want people to get overheated. And with all the other stuff that's going on, like with July 4th and all that, sometimes that's difficult to plan events like that or get people to come out because they've already made commitments. But we're looking at towards the end of August and then the end of September. So the end of August, we'll probably have we're going to see how the first week in November works for this year, and I'll get to that in a second. But probably the end of August, end of September are for our next role play event will be the end of August, and then the end of September is going to be our Milsim Scorched Earth 2. Why did I say 2? Because November 4th through the 6th of this year, we're going to have Scorched Earth 1. That's going to be a traditional Milsim event, green versus tan, force on fourth. At this point, we have no plans for an Op 4 unit. We're going to see how the armies do and behave. If we do need to force one, we'll put one out there. But this is planning to be green versus tan, Scorched Earth, first weekend in November. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, and we have to make modifications, we will. But those are going to be sort of the 3 series. We're going to have Scorched. We're going to have for Milsim, it's going to be Syndicate and Scorched Earth. For roleplay, it's going to be Geigerlands, and we're trying to figure out what the other theme is for the other one. We are being pushed heavily for a purge event, which might be really awesome. Other people have pushed us for a John Wick event, but that's already being done by somebody else, our good friends Papa, down at Dead End Outfitters. We don't necessarily want to copy them directly, but so we have a lot of great plans for this AO to be used in the future. Right back at you, bro. I still would. We have so many good, awesome ideas that we could do for these events to boost it up and boost up the player base and everything else, and have a good time. Even if you're a traditional Milsimer and you really don't like the idea of roleplay, give ours a chance. I never thought I was really going to be liking the roleplay events too much. You know, it was like a little bit too much LARP, and I was like, eh. Then I went to Wasteland and saw just how much fun it is and how much different the camaraderie is. And then had a blast at Rev, had a blast at Wasteland 12, Wasteland 13. I'm going to have another blast at Wasteland 14. So that's why we want to bring this to you guys to give you outside your comfort zones. And it's also a great event to bring your significant others that might not want to get shot too much, because these events don't shoot, the roleplay events don't have a lot of shooting by nature. They're intended to be low shooting events because it's ammo's hard to come by. So go ahead and check this stuff out. Again, it's Geigerlands is here right now. Just to give you guys a heads up, I know that's a long ass line that you have to type out if you can't see it directly, but just go to the Eventbrite page, go to cpmilsim.com. Actually, that's probably a better way to do it. Go to cp/events. go to cpmilsom.com/events. Click on the check out Geigerlands. Right now we have an entry. We have an early bird. You get $15 off the ticket. That's going to expire in June, June 6th. Then we're going to jack the prices up. So we're not going to be doing the promo code thing or anything else between now and then, or from between then and Geigerlands. We're only going to be doing the early promo codes. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff on the field. Like we're actually looking at putting the food truck on the field. So the food truck will be on the field. Now, I will say if you guys start getting your tickets now, there might be some special things that you guys get for being an early bird backer. You know, there might be an extra little bit of reward. Can't really tell you what. You know, maybe it might be financially beneficial on the actual field for you guys to get early tickets. Just saying. Maybe a few extra caps in your pocket. There's BBs in your quesadilla. Hey, what's up, Brainerd? The food truck will actually also, I think this is what Sin said, the food truck will be on site. There's going to be a couple safe zones during Geigerlands. We're going to set up the food truck, like where the bribe, I sense a bribe. There's going to be, the food truck's going to be set up in what they call, is going to be in a no fire zone. And the reason for that is, like Sin said, the last thing that he wants is a BB ending up in his fryer. So you'll be able to buy food right on site. You'll be able to interact with all the great people that are going to be around. I mean, hell, even Nikolai might be walking around and might actually have some brisket out there too. Oh, okay. Alrighty then. All right. It looks like hold on one second, guys. There is a DEA ticket available for right now. Contact Stephen Allison if you want to purchase it. Hold on, name. Name. Email. Phone number. You talking about this brisket better be as bomb as hell. Hey, there's plenty of people that have eaten my brisket before that know damn well that my brisket's bomb. 5 to 7 day cure. 3 pistol mags. More like 5 or 6 mags for pistols. Let's see here. Yeah. Somebody steals that fucking. The brisket was so good at Syndicate 2, somebody stole an entire slab. Stole an entire slab. By the way, that person could die in a fire. Just saying. It is Steve Allison. Stephen Allison. All right. Let's see here. All right, we're almost at 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Chris, did you buy your ticket yet? Get your ticket, bro. Come on, you could do it. And somebody did just buy their ticket. Who did that? I like seeing this in real time. Horsack got her ticket. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Um, there we go. Um, yeah, Brainerd was the first person to get his ticket for Syndicate 2. All right. So with that being said, any other questions about Geigerlands that I could answer? It's going to be a really fun event. It's going to be really awesome. The rule set is a beta version of the rule set. We're constantly working and tweaking on it. I think Sin's going to make it mandatory for the Outcast guys to go. um, what guns are allowed? Just like a regular milsim, any guns are allowed. Just understand you're going to be ammo limited. Um, the only people that are going to have a little bit more free reign is going to be the NPC Evil Raider faction. They'll have a little bit more flexibility. There's going to be super mutants, power armor, um, specialty weapons. Like, yeah, Rodriguez, your super powered weapon, your new sword would work too. So you're going to be able to camp out on site, hang out. And the prices, like Smurf said, prices will go up June 6th. I have a feeling that after Syndicate 2, we're going to see a bunch of tickets sell for this. We're warning everybody now because we have a cap on space. And we don't want people to be in the same position they are now where people are just finding out about this event and they're like, oh my God, I want a ticket. I want to go so bad. And they can't go because they miss out on getting a ticket. So get your tickets now. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be a blast. And we'll also start getting dates together for the hotels. We'll start putting a poll up to see who needs it. Material wise, it needs to be any sort of boffer weapon, so foam covered and everything else. Ask people to not hit hard. If you're deciding to bring a lightsaber, which one guy did, it has to be inside of a pool noodle. I know it sounds silly, but that's the reality of it. And we want to make sure things are safe. So nothing with a hard, sharp edge, like even plastic hard, sharp edge. Like you have to be careful with some of those swords you buy, even though they're plastic. No, not a melee weapon. We have to be very specific about the stuff that can be thrown. We can go into detail about that for next week on what's actually acceptable for a melee weapon for Geigerlands to be thrown. I believe it's going to have to be something soft and Nerf. It's got to be pure foam. Like I have a machete that is all foam. So a lot of the Nerf weapons, by the way, guys, they have like a post-apocalyptic line that actually look really good. Hell yeah, I'm bringing my frying pan. Um, Frying pan for days, son. I'm also bringing the Twisted Tea can. Right there. Twisted Tea. We're going to ask people to smack lightly. There's going to be rules with power armor, who could take out what. There's a lot of cool rules that are going down with this. And once we get past Syndicate 2, we're going to be dedicating these streams entirely to Geigerlands going up because there's so much cool information about it. I'm really stoked for this event. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Bad dinosaur. Sid definitely needs to bring the chicken. So get your tickets for the event. I can't guarantee you're going to have a great time because I can't dictate, how your mentality is going to be when you go to play these games. Yes, so their power armor sets. are a little bit different than everybody else's. It's got a little bit of extra stuff that's there. Like for instance, in order to take them out, what's the rule on it? If only we had a rule set up. Let's see here. Rules. Geigerlands. Remember, these are also beta rules right now. You guys get this as a work in process. Um, Going down to power armor. Actually, here, since you guys want to see what I'm looking at, I can share my screen. Ben, yes, I would paint it to make it look like it's a mutant hand and just wear some stuff to make yourself look like a super mutant. That'll be great. Um, let's see. So, boffer weapons. Actually, there's a link right there. I'll open that up in a second. If you go to the rules, like cpmilsim.com, click on rules. The rules are right there. This one, how to make a boffer weapons, right there inside the rules. Um, uh, Start with buffer for ammo or just play the entire game with melee perks. Foam, buffer, conventional airsoft weapons are allowed for the event. Not needing the rare limited ammo. Let's see. Our homemade melee weapons. Yeah, everybody has to. If you're making a weapon for this, that's a buffer weapon, you have to send it to us for approval. Smurf think, of course, it can be pulled off. I think so. Hey. Power armor. Here we go. Uh, Melee weapon. So if after they've been stunned, they can be hit with a melee weapon. All right. Yeah. So that's what I thought. You could be taken out with a. What do you mean, Paul? Let me see. Gert, let me see if I can put you two together. 1 second. Okay, Gert. It looks like that you're already working with the guy. So find a way to make the payment and all that. Um. Uh. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, you could have to do that. So, Paul, the night before Geigerlands. So when you guys show up, if you guys show up Thursday, Friday, or whatever, or if you guys show up on Friday, um, as soon as you guys get in, you and your team have VIP status because you're there. Um, no projectiles can be fired Friday at all. Friday night. Um, I understood what you're saying. So the only time anything that can fire a projectile is going to be allowed on the field is from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday, and from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. The rest of the time, nobody can have any projectiles on the field. This is for safety. So people are going to have to walk them out to their cars or whatever. Boffer knives are okay. Because at anytime that uh, the anytime the things aren't there, safety goggles are coming off. So um, safety iPro must be worn between 8:30 a.m. We're actually putting it out, making people put them on early, and 6:30 p.m. on Friday, and then Sunday from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. because everybody has to come off the field anyway. So there's going to be some sneaky stuff going on Friday for sure, I imagine. I've been looking at this calzone all night. There are going to be some definite safe zones for people to play in. Well, since role play starts essentially Friday, when people are walking on the field and all that, I'm not going to limit the amount of role play or anything else. So, um, if people want to go around and get into some boffer weapon fights and stuff like that, who am I to stop them? That's game is on. Role play your faction. Paul, how many times have you done a wasteland event? You know what you can get away with and what you can't get away with. Somebody asked if there's going to be any sort of like lights out time. Yes, I think we're going to be having it set up as midnight. So quiet time is like 11, 12 o'clock. Yeah, this one's going to be a shit ton of fun. This one's going to have a huge amount of interaction experience. Um, One of the biggest factors about this event is that when you're doing a lot of the other Milsim events, there's times you're going to sit down and have camaraderie with the people that are there, but there's always the enemy, and a lot of times you don't hang out with the enemy. This game actually forces you to go around and interact with a whole bunch of other people, so you can actually build more friendships and hang out with more people, and just make everything more fun. You're out there hanging out with people, getting to know new people, having a blast. Like, from what I understand, the Enclave at Wasteland 13.5 did some pretty sneaky stuff with stealing Poseidon's power stuff. That sort of thing's perfect. By the way, Chris, still haven't seen your ticket be purchased yet. Just saying. Also, Paul, if you guys did not want to have to walk around with the armor on, um, like Friday or whatever, or Saturday and Sunday or Saturday nights, you guys can do it. Yes, your paintball mask is allowed. We just mean iPro, so yeah, you can wear your paintball mask. Um, I heard, I saw. I wish I was there, man, but between the weather and the fact that Damien was going into surgery, I just could not make it to the event. I'm disappointed. I got what you're saying. Um, I'm pissed at myself I didn't make it, but I'm glad at the same time I didn't waste 7 hours round trip for 3 hours of play. So, are there any more questions about Geigerlands? Because I really love to answer them. We'd love to spread the word about the event. There will be hotels if you guys don't want to camp on site. Camping is not required. My ass is going to be an RV out in the parking lot. Again. All right. Any other questions? Camping can be fun, especially when you're camping out on the AO. Um, the only buildings that are not open, excuse me, for camping, me right here. No. Um, the only places that are not open for camping for Geigerlands overnight stay is Alpha and Charlie. Now, if you're only doing it because you plan to be staying out at a hotel or camping in the parking lot, you can set up an enclave in those two buildings. Yes, there will be HPA fills at Geigerlands. Done by I believe Amped Airsoft is going to be handling that for us. And I think On to Go Surplus will be there for that too, for clothing needs. I don't know who. I don't have vendors for that one yet. Of the rest of the vendors, I know HPA is going to be sponsoring our Chrono BBs and everything else. I'll have to have conversations with Jackal Tactical, see if they're going to come back out. I I don't know if MK Airsoft's going to be there or not. We'll see. But pretty much we're gonna try to make sure we have just as many, if not more, vendors this time than last time. Such a slacker, Chris. Such a slacker. But JIC, what's that? Maybe I don't know the acronym. And my video for the smoke has now over 1 million views. 1.6 million views. Jesus Christ. Oh, just in case. Derp, derp, derp. Look, guys, it's been a day. That's all I can say. It's been a day. Um, I posted that video of the smoke grenade, and it's at 1.6 million views. That's like another pot with. Let's see, what is the stats on that right now? 154,000 likes, 1,038 comments. Jesus Christ. No, we never. Yes, full face respirator is a lot if it's ACI rated. I don't think it is either. I've already talked to Gabe. I don't think he's going to be coming out for it. I am going to try to convince him to come because it should be a fun event for them anyway. I mean, I'm gonna needle the shit out of them and say, "Come on, man, come to the event, come have a blast." The culprit of the smoke grenade. We are 99% sure the guy that threw the smoke grenade was the car that this when I threw the smoke grenade out. It actually didn't roll underneath the guy's car or anything. My truck was right behind it, so it actually rolled down underneath my truck when I threw it out. So I just didn't stay focused on it. I just tossed it in like real fast and it rolled down the way. But we're pretty sure the guy that was in that white car was the one that threw the grenade because he packed up and left pretty quick after that grenade got pulled because the admins were pissed. Um, so yeah, um, it was a fun thing. For those of you that weren't here for it, here I'll play it again.
Yo, who threw a smoke? Who the fuck threw a smoke? Where is it? Move, move. Move.
um, that was that was just. I've only seen that happen once before at Miami Airsoft, but somebody threw a smaller one out. Oh no, the admins when the admin came out because the admins weren't sitting right there when after I ran it through and threw it out. That's when the admins came on and they were like. They blew the whistle, and then the admins got pissed because nobody fessed up to it. Like, if somebody would have said, shit, man, my bad. I thought it was a flash. It was a smoke. I'm sorry. It would have been fine. But that's not what happened. What's happened was that he pulled out a smoke, threw it, and then hid and left. We had to wait 45 minutes before we could play again. And then when we got back onto the field, there was some hostilities towards the group that guy was with. It was... rather fucked up of the guy that did it. And I want to announce one last thing before I end it for tonight, which is a new thing that I'm doing, which is my golden hood rat. Oh, man, that's really shiny. That's awesome. My golden hood rat shit patch. I'm gonna start doing this to whenever I see really good gameplay come out of good video come out of an event, so I can assign it. This happened last weekend at Stonebreaker. Now I was not at Stonebreaker. Wasn't there, but this happened. And this is probably one of the cleanest and most awesome kill streaks I've ever seen. Oh, I've seen in a long time.
We're gonna run up. Yep, okay, then I'll get those two.
I got it. Get your gun out. We're gonna ram the whole point.
I have a pistol and a sniper rifle.
Let's go.
You go ahead and do that. I'll get our people. 2, 1, go. Roll!
Go. Everyone, go.
Good shit.
You're a monster.
That was like one of the best kill streaks I've seen in a long time. Dude got 30 plus K kills during that. Just awesome. So, awesome, Gert. Congratulations. Thank you, sir, for getting your ticket. Definitely spread the word about this event, guys. Start forming your factions. We have the Geigerlands chat. Well, actually, oh yeah, for no, Bennett, he did not. He did not get that mag back. He actually posted that that mag is now lost forever. Um, yeah, that was that's what I said, Paul. When I saw it, I was like, "Holy shit, that's amazing." I'm gonna be showing that out a lot. That's amazing kill streak. Yeah, yeah. See, Ben, the great thing about that was he's trying to say that the not the one that said, "Hey, we trade the trade," was to the other guy. The guy pointed where the guy was. He comes out, Tonka shoots him twice, and then the guy then tries breaking this thing up, and it's like, nope. Hopefully, he comes to the event. I'm talking to Seth now to see if there's something that can be done to figure out, because I always like doing that sort of. Uh, There's always a trade guide. I have one from last night. I haven't clipped last night's video yet. I literally came up behind the guy, shot the guy twice. Then he brings his gun up to shoot, and he takes a shot, and I think it got me in the side of the back or whatever. And I'm like, "Nah, man, you're dead. I'm not giving up my kill streak. Forget that." Um, I'll tell Seth too, because that's definitely his video. I've been boosting his stuff up for Instagram and all that here. Um, but I'll definitely tell Seth to do it over there. Let's see here. Gert must have got his ticket, the other ticket. Bought his the ticket for Syndicate. Um, yeah, it's it was an awesome play. That's why he earned the golden hood rat shit. He actually inspired me to make these golden hood rat shit patches. Yeah, I'm gonna see if there's something that can be done to get him up there. I mean, he's down here in Florida, so I mean, it's I think that Central Penn Milsim, not to like toot my horn or Dylan's horn or all, for what we do here at Central Penn Milsim, we're attracting people from all across the country. We got people coming from Wisconsin, from crap, Wyoming, the other W state, coming all the way from Wyoming. 36 hours of driving to come to this event. We have people coming from South Florida. We have people coming from all over the country, Louisiana, Texas. I mean, the locations where people are coming from, the travel to our event is phenomenal, and we want to keep building up on that. Idaho was another one. Yeah. Um, no, there was people coming from Wisconsin, from Wyoming too. Uh, I got the list. Ohio's nothing, Ben. You're like what, 6 hours away? Yeah, talk to me when you decide to come down to an event down here. Um, so, with that being said, we want to continue to build these up. So the more not to sound bad, it's like I really hate to be like this guy that has to shrill tickets and everything else. But if you guys get tickets, the more tickets that you guys can get now, the more that we can provide to you guys before the event starts. So there'll be new event shirts. There'll be new kill cards, because that's going to be awesome in itself. There's going to be more stuff that we can add to build up our props and everything else that we can have for the event to give you guys a better experience for not just Milsim, but also for the role play events. Yeah, that was at Stonebreaker this year. I was at Stonebreaker last year. I could not go this year because we're planning for an airsoft cruise, which I think the airsoft cruise for next year is going to be in March, beginning of March. So if you guys are looking to go out on a cruise with a bunch of other airsofters in the middle of summer when you guys are freezing up north, but it's still hot down here, we have a cruise for you. All right, what's that? It came in. All right. So with that being said, guys, I would love to keep this going, but I am really hungry and I'm staring at this delicious calzone. I'm going to go stuff my face immensely So until next time, maybe your babies fly true and your opponents call your hits. I'll see you on Tuesday.